guys, welcome back to another vlog. I'm Shakista.
And I'm Alex.
And we are
Bull and Scales.
So we wanted to come on here today and just kind of give you guys some tips and tricks and also things you need to know if you do plan on sailing with Virgin in the future. We actually just came off of our cruise with a group. It was the Takeover at Sea with my friend Jackay. She is a traveling sister. I've already shouted her out before, but I'll shout her out again. She's amazing. So if you do want to plan a trip, like any trip or a cruise, hit her up on Instagram or Facebook. So we'll just get right into this video. What's our number one thing?
Download the app.
Yes.
Crucial, very essential. You have to have it. You do everything really with Virgin through that app. It does move wonky. So if you get it, you're going to notice it's slow. It lags. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to open it, close it, and open it back up again. That's just kind of how the app is. Mm-hmm. I guess they need to work on that part. But generally speaking, you got to have the app.
Yes, the app is super, super important because it's how you book your dining reservations. It's how you book your excursions, your spa. It's how you see all the events on the ship, what's happening, what's going on. So just make sure you guys don't forget that.
Absolutely.
Number 2, book dining reservations. So if you don't know, Virgin does things a little bit different. So all of their specialty restaurants are included in your price. So you don't have to pay anything extra. But the main thing is booking your reservations early so that you get the time that you want. And you are set for that. You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to worry about it being sold out. So we booked I booked our dining reservations 45 days prior in the app, and that worked out perfectly. We had our dinner reservation set, and just say like you're going as a couple, like how me and him went, you can book the reservation for you and the person that's in your cabin. Or even if they're not in your cabin, you can book the reservation for any of the sailors that are going on the cruise that you add into your contact list. Mm-hmm. So you can add them as your, your party for the dining reservation.
Yep. I had nothing to do with that, so I can't input anything with that. So yep. Shout out to the Scales over here for knocking it out.
All right, number 3. So we tried to bid for an upgrade for a a balcony. They call it a sea terrace, but we didn't get it. Wah, wah. Yeah. But anyway, he was fine. But we ended up just having a regular insider cabin. But if you do want to, like, say you book an insider cabin and you want an ocean view room or a sea terrace, you can bid for an upgrade. You can list whatever price you want. You can do this on the Virgin Voyages website, and they will let you know if you got your upgrade bid like I think it's a week or a couple of days before you're sailing, and they'll just take however much it is out of your account. If you don't get it, then you don't have to worry about anything. You'll keep your same room.
Mm-hmm. You don't need luggage tags. Some people think you do. You really don't. What you do want to do, and well, make sure you do anyway, is to write that cabin number down. Like for instance, like I think I was like 9268 M.
Yeah, M. We were in the middle.
That, you have to keep referencing the app.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of the other cruise ships, because I went on Royal Caribbean in December, and we had to have luggage tags, so I understood that part of the process. But with Virgin, you don't. All they need is your cabin number. So make sure you write your cabin number down in your phone, like on a notepad, and they're gonna ask you that. So like when you go to give what do you call it, the bag,
your bellhop,
the bellhop or whoever, they're gonna say, what's your cabin number. Even when you go to the front desk to check in, they're gonna ask you for your cabin number. So just make sure you have that.
Okay. The bar tab, very important, because I felt the pinch on this one over here.
Okay, so, Alex, what happened? So let me tell y'all a little story, because this is funny. I literally kept telling Alex, babe, bar tab. Mm-hmm. We need to get a bar tab. The bar tab is helpful. Like, it's going to be helpful just so that we don't overspend. Yeah. I got the bar tab. I got $200. I think I paid, I paid $200, and they gave me an extra $25. So I ended up with $225. When you have a bar tab, you can see how much money you have left when you're paying for drinks and things like that. And it automatically shows you in the Virgin app.
Uh-huh.
But if you don't have a bar tab, like he didn't have one.
It'll show you, but it ain't. Yeah, that's a scary deal right there because
Yeah.
it shows you, but as you're accumulating, but you don't keep track of it the same way you would if you had the bar tab.
Mm-hmm.
So with me, I'm just swiping
He was just
this.
swiping that card. You know
Well, not a
what? And
card.
not a
It's
card.
yeah,
He was just scanning his wristband.
yeah.
And that's the next point we're gonna get into, your wristband. So your wristband is what you use to get into your room. That's what you use to buy stuff on the ship. Like if you want to go to the gift store, you want to go buy medicine from the medical center, you will use your wristband. Yeah. So you don't need cash, you don't need card. The only time you do need a card is if something happens with your card that they have on file.
Which again had the same problem. Okay, so I had to switch cards a couple of times.
Yeah, he did.
On account of the fact that I was having severe banking issues. I have money, guys. It was just the switching banks at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. Either way, but what I will say is it was crazy convenient to have a wristband instead of having to take a card out and swipe it. The money system on Virgin is second to none.
Yeah, I love that. I love a wristband because it was so easy. Like we would leave the room and we would be like, "Do we have everything?" But all you need is your wristband. You don't need anything. Yeah. So I think other cruise lines should get on board with that because carrying around a lanyard with a card that sucks. Yeah. So make sure you get the bar tab and make sure you get the wristband. And I think they came out with unlimited bar tab per day. So whatever, like if you guys go on a sailing, they may offer that in an email. So check your emails for that.
Mm-hmm. The Wi-Fi. So get the package. I don't know how, honestly, some people don't have that package. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I don't know why it's optional.
Baby, y'all know I can't live without Wi-Fi. Yeah, I need Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. Like if you are a social media person like myself, I love being on social media, but I like having access to my emails. I like having access to things. You need the premium package because the standard package, that the free Wi-Fi that the ship offers, that Virgin offers, you can't do nothing. Yeah, you really like my friends was like, "Oh, you could post something. We can't post nothing." Like, so just make sure if you like being on the internet, then go ahead and spend that $130.
Yeah, but that's also too, if you are a worker like myself, I'm not a huge social media guy. However, I do work for a living, and I have a pretty demanding job. Mm-hmm. You want to stay in contact. Voice calls, you want to get in contact with your mobile phone carrier. Mm-hmm. On top of the $130, I think it was, for the data package. The data package gives you Wi-Fi, obviously data streaming. Yeah. If you want to make voice calls, you still have to arrange that with your mobile carrier, and I did that. So that was an additional $20 a day, just as an FYI. Mm-hmm. But that's only if you have to make voice calls. Yep.
So again, we were on a 5-day sailing, right? 5 days. And it was $130 for the premium. Like I said, the regular is free. Mm-hmm. You can just get by with using the ship's Wi-Fi to access the app and stuff like that. But the premium is just better, in my opinion. I will get it on every cruise. I don't care. I don't care how much it is. I'm getting it.
Yeah, once again, I don't know how you are on this cruise without that. To be honest.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess we're moving on to the next point. That's the spa.
Okay, so we booked couples. Okay, we wanted to, have a good experience. We wanted to book a couples massage, and for some reason, they didn't allow you to book that prior to your sailing. You had to book it once you got on board, which was kind of confusing because we ended up physically going into the spa thinking we had to do that, but we didn't have to do that. Once you get on board, you can book the spa through the app. So that's a tip. However, we did not have a good experience with our massage. We booked a couples massage, I think it was a Sweden or Swedish massage, and they just tried to upsell us in the middle of us, like right prior to us doing the session, right?
Yeah.
So she said, well, it's for light pressure, but if you guys want medium pressure, it's an extra $50 per person. We were like,
yeah, which in itself was weird, but the vibe just wasn't there for me personally.
Yeah, again, it wasn't a good vibe.
Look, you may do it, you may love it. I'm not gonna knock spa services on the ship because it's just not our cup of tea personally. We didn't have a good experience with it. That's not to say you won't, but my opinion would be that I feel like we would have gotten a better price first and foremost, but also we would have gotten better service to me had we gotten this spa package, at a massage parlor,
Right.
like
Or
on,
somewhere
like
off
on,
the
yeah,
ship.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that wasn't good. In fact, that brings me to my next point. We missed the sail away party because of this. We do not want you guys to miss the sail away party. Make sure you know what time the sail away party starts, because we had no idea that it was going to be super early. It was kind of early to us, but in actuality, we were in the spa for a long time talking to them, trying to get a reservation booked. And that took up most of the time where we would have like went to our cabin, put our stuff down, and went back out. So we actually ended up missing the sail away party. And that's the only thing I wish we hadn't have missed, because we missed free champagne.
Yeah.
Free liquor.
Honestly, I feel like, I mean, I know we were in the spot for a while, but I kind of feel like if it's one of those, if you blink, you miss it kind of a deal.
Yeah.
It's a sail away party, which means they're trying to do it before they sail away. But by the time you watch that video, which is a mandatory video, handle any show reservations, because you have to go to sailor services to do that. We went to the spa, like I say, Shakista said, to book the massage. To me, it was like this, because by the time we got done doing that and went to the bar to get a drink, everybody that was at the sail away party came in telling us how good it was.
Yeah, so we missed that. I was so mad that we missed that, but it was okay. I was like, we coming back on Virgin.
Absolutely.
Okay? But we do want to let y'all know, do not schedule any dinner reservations on embarkation day early. Like, if you want to go to dinner, do a late dinner on that day, because like I said, there is a sail away party. So if you have dinner reservations at 5:30, you're not going to be able to go to the sail away party because you're going to be getting ready for dinner. So we had a reservation booked for, I think it was like 8:30 or 8:15 at Razzle Dazzle, and we love Razzle Dazzle, by the way.
Best restaurant on the ship.
Yes.
Hands down.
No, I'm sorry. We didn't go to Razzle Dazzle that night.
Still the best restaurant on the
ship.
Hands
y'all,
down.
I'm sorry. We went to Extra Virgin.
We did,
and it was good. It was the Italian restaurant.
It was very really good. Very good. I think that was probably, to me, like number 2. But Razzle Dazzle was, it was the truth.
Okay, so we still on the same night, which is embarkation day, and this happens on every Virgin Voyages cruise. The PJ party. Do not miss the PJ party. It is so fun. And some people, if you fly in on the day of your cruise, you may be a little tired just because you're flying in, then you have to board the ship, and you kind of get exhausted early. So we actually flew in the day before because my best friend had a birthday dinner. So we flew in. We were in Miami for a night, so we had time to rest. But I would still say do not miss the PJ party. That was like fun.
Yeah,
that was so much fun.
A whole lot of fun. It was definitely a vibe.
People dress up, and they had some really good costumes. Like, well, not costumes, but they had some really good PJs. Like, nice ones.
Yeah,
you know?
I see where you get the costume thing though, because they did have some people dressed up.
Yeah, someone had a Dalmatian costume.
Yeah,
it was a costume, kind of.
Kind of. So some people.
Yeah,
I think they might have worked.
Some people go all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, do not miss that. The next tip we have for you is do not forget to try out the private karaoke room. There is like a day where the whole entire ship does karaoke on the ship at a certain place, but that's for everybody to come and do karaoke. But we experienced the private karaoke room called the Groupie, and it's so much fun. It's like you reserve the time that you want to do it, and you get, there's 3 different rooms. There's a purple room, a pink room, and I think a blue room. And we got the purple room because we were with other people. And you just pick songs that you want to do and sing them. I will say the songs that they have in there is not like, they need to broaden it.
Yeah.
Because it's like very limited.
It was still good. It was fun. And I'm not even a karaoke guy. I'm just putting it out there. Not a karaoke guy. However, I had fun with that. Yeah. And saying a lot. So,
it was very fun. I love the Groupies. So if I go back, I would definitely go back, and we would probably just do it just us, just to kind of like sing our hearts out, whatever.
Mm.
Okay, so another good tip, guys, is ask for a mattress topper.
Yeah, game changer on that one. Because when we first got to the room, I laid on the bed. It feels like if you ever been to jail, like if you if you lay on that
Not
cot,
jail.
well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Let's say we did a tour, we visited jail, right?
Oh my
And you
gosh.
felt like the cot in jail. It feels like that, right? It's very hard, very extra firm. If you have back problems, it's probably a great thing for you. However, if you
I
don't
didn't
have
feel
back
it.
problems and you're like a regular person with no back problems, you have to get that mattress topper, like hands down. It's 100%
Yeah, it
mandatory.
definitely makes a
Yeah,
big difference. Like he said,
yeah,
it feels so plush, and we were so comfortable. Like
yeah,
anytime we lay down, that was it. It was
yeah,
like we had to lay down for at least an hour or 2 hours, watch a movie, whatever.
yeah.
And Virgin has like the best living situation. To me, they have the best like cabin feels because you could operate everything from the tablet. Like you get in the bed, you don't have to get back out to turn off the lights.
Also a game changer.
You can, from that tablet in your room, you can turn the lights on, off, on, off, on, off.
Yeah.
You can put movies on. It is so amazing. Like I don't ever want to go on a cruise where I don't have that.
Right.
So
yeah, you can order you can order room service.
Yeah, we ordered room service twice. Like I got a burger. I love cheeseburgers. I got a burger and chips one day.
Right.
I got a burger and fries. I ordered like 4 Cokes.
Sickening. She had so much food. Man.
I ate a lot. I ate a lot on the trip. But it was worth it. Like I paid my money, so what?
No doubt.
Why not?
Exactly.
Okay. So we at the next tip, guys. Do not miss Scarlet Night. Scarlet Night is when the whole ship turns red. However, we didn't go to where they talked about Scarlet Night or what it meant, but the hip hop party is right after that in the Manor, and it is lit. It is so much fun. Everybody is dancing. They play really good hip hop music that night.
Yeah. I think it was the Aquafina, whatever her name was the DJ.
You remember her name?
Yeah, no, that wasn't it. It was some variation, something that sounded like that. Basically, no, but she was spinning. She was on the ones and twos for sure. So yeah, no, she did a great job.
Yeah, so that was like one of my favorites, like experiencing Scarlet Night and the hip hop party. Kind of, like I said, kind of reminded me of Vegas, how Scarlet Night was. The club is really nice. Like the Manor is really nice, and the Red Room is really nice. Another thing you need to know is bring magnetic hooks. So when I did my research, I noticed that a few people talked about bringing magnetic hooks to help with storage space, and it does help. So I went online, I ordered some magnetic hooks from Amazon, and we were able to stick these to the cabin walls. Of course, you do get hangers in the closet, but it's not very many. And you have to hang up your nice clothes, what you wear to dinner. But when you go out to the pool, you swim, and you come back inside, you could just hang your wet clothes on these hooks. And Alex said that it really helped him as well, right?
It did. It was a hack.
It was a good hack. So that's a good tip.
Absolutely. So next tip is going to be bring Visine. You're going to get to the pool. The pool's full of chlorine. You're going to get dry. Your eyes get dry. It's hot too, by the way, like super hot.
It's very hot.
Yeah, like the bloodshot eyes, that's a struggle.
For some reason, I woke up every morning with blood red shot eyes. I was like, what's going on? Because my eyes are never that red. But I think it was because the steam in the shower was so hot. And I would get in and it would feel good, but my eyes just were not having it. And then also having to wake up early after we went to bed super late. That's another thing. So
drinking copious amounts of alcohol or whatever,
right?
Staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning every morning probably didn't help either.
So make sure you bring Visine. I would say my top 3 things for bringing is Visine, cortisone. Cortisone is good for like if you start to feel like you having a rash, and then also bring Tylenol and seasick medication like the Dramamine for seasickness.
Okay. So shows and bingo.
Disclaimer: we did not go to any of the shows.
Not a single one.
Not none Nah show. Like, we didn't go to the
Yeah.
ship show. We didn't go to Last One Standing.
Yep.
We didn't go to any shows. And it wasn't by choice. It was just, I don't know. They kind of made it like we thought we had them booked before we went on the cruise. But then the cruise line just canceled all of the reservations we set up for the shows. And I guess it was because they were doing it first come first serve, which I don't like, because I want to have a reservation for something. I don't want to have to like go there and see if there's room and, you know, wait in line, whatever. So I didn't like that. But if we could have went to a show, we would have. But by the time we got on there, we didn't feel like it. Like, we were doing so much other stuff, right?
We were too. I mean, we it was still, we had a great time, and I mean, we didn't see a single show, like we said a second ago. However, we did bingo. Bingo was cool. It was kind of like a show a little bit, but not really. They kind of gave a little snippet of it.
Yeah.
That was the closest thing to
how much did we pay for a book? It was like $50 for two books. I think it was 2 books.
Yeah, it was 2 books.
It was 2 books.
4 games, 2 books.
4 games, 2 books, $50. And that was fun. It was really fun. People won real money. Yeah. I think the total prize was like what, 1,000 or 1,200.
Yeah, they started. It was like $375.
Yeah, they started low and then they went up. So bingo is fun. If you like bingo, then definitely go to that. But you have to buy your bingo cards an hour before the show starts, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is debarkation. So the day that you have to leave. So before you leave, the last night before you leave, you can pack your bags and set it out like every other cruise line, set it out, and they'll take it for you. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to, because we didn't do that.
We did.
We wish we did, because
toting those bags around needlessly is crazy. So like, the night before, put your bags out.
Put your bags
out.
Let
the bellhops come get them.
Yep.
Because I don't know if they're called bellhops anymore.
I don't know either. The attendants, maybe they're called attendants, but you will want to go and have breakfast, because you may have a long day ahead of you, like a long day for traveling and stuff. And you want to get that, that free breakfast in before you have to go to the airport and buy that expensive meal.
Yeah. Plus, you don't want to have to run back to the room after you eat either. Yeah. And we had to do that. Like, I had to go back to the room, put the bags up, and after we ate, I had to go back.
But we were being lazy, because we could have packed the day before. We just didn't. We had dinner reservations.
Disclaimer: I was packed already. She needed a pack.
What? You wasn't that packed.
I was 100%.
Okay, well, maybe he was packed. I didn't do mine.
I don't play.
But anyway, yes, do that before, so you have smooth checkout, whatever. The process was easy. I don't feel like the process was long. Like, there was a long line, but it moved very swiftly. Like, you was in there, you was out. And then also you want to make sure that you what was the other one about when you get back, like when it's time for you to take an Uber or a cab, you may have to take a cab, because we were standing
2 Ubers in. So the first Uber canceled in general. Just he said he was there, he wasn't there. He got twisted around somewhere, ended up canceling the ride. The second Uber, he got to a point where, because everybody's getting up the ship, he got frustrated. He cancels the ride, and we got refunds back for these, but it sets back an additional hour. So we ended up taking a cab. The cab is, to be fair, it's twice as much as an Uber. However, it's totally worth it too.
Yeah, but it was like $50.
Yeah.
Like maybe $45, $50 for the cab. So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So those are the things you need to know before you travel on Virgin.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do recommend it. There was no kids at all on this cruise ship. This is a no kids zone, all adults. And it was grown and sexy. It was very classy. Everything was modern. Everything was clean. I would definitely travel on Virgin again. And because we went the first time, we can kind of know what to expect the second time, and we can know how to arrange our reservations. The food was delicious. The food, I would say, Razzle Dazzle was number 1 for us. Even though that's the vegan restaurant, that was number 1. And then for mine, my second favorite restaurant was Extra Virgin. My third favorite was Pink Agave. those were my top 3 restaurants. What would you say yours were?
Ooh, yeah, definitely Razzle Dazzle. No, I mean, no question was my number one. Number two, Extra Virgin. I'd say that is the
Because of the
same.
experience, and it was
Yeah,
classy. It was very upscale. You know, our
yeah,
waiter, he was so nice.
yeah.
What about your third one?
Third one, probably the. I don't think I had a third. I'll be honest
Okay,
with you.
so he
Yeah,
just had
because
2. He
yeah,
just had 2.
Gunbay. We were looking forward to
Oh
Gunbay a
yeah,
lot,
Gumby. Yeah.
but the experience
The
wasn't really
experience at
there for
Gunbay wasn't
us.
that good, but I know it's
Yeah,
fun, so definitely try Gunbay out.
yeah,
We did do Test Kitchen, which is in one of our previous videos. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out.
yeah,
But I would say Test Kitchen should be more of a experiment thing where it's not considered a dining. I think it should just be, and my friend Crystal told me that too. She was like, yeah, it should just be because of how small the portions are. It could be something that if people want to experience that, they can just experience it, but it shouldn't be counted as dining. It should just be an experiment. Okay, guys, so that was all of the tips that you guys need to know before you travel on your next Virgin Voyage cruise. And you may want to ask, will we go again? The answer is
yeah. Absolutely,
yes,
they'll see us
we
again for
will want
sure.
to go again. We love the adult atmosphere. We love the adult vibes, the grown and sexy vibes. So we do recommend it. Put in the comments if you do have a next, like a Virgin Voyages trip coming up, put that in the comments.
Yep.
Also, if you have any tips, put that in the comments too for us to see. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
All right. Rolling
Bye.
scales. Ah.